welcome back to my channel. So it is somehow already time for September, and so that means it's time for my September plan with me. And honestly, I've been having a lot of fun doing these full length kind of plan with me's, which I will definitely time lapse some of the more like boring parts of like me writing in the numbers or whatever, but overall I really do like this kind of like chat as we go sort of thing. So yeah, I thought we would just do that again. And honestly, this summer has flown by. I have not been as productive as I had hoped, which I've definitely gotten some stuff done, and I have taken some breaks and recharged and all of that, but I always, like every single summer, I have this image in my mind that I'm just gonna do all of the things and all of the personal projects, and I really underestimate how much time I need to like unplug from work and just like do other things that aren't necessarily the most productive things that I could be doing. And you know what, it's fine. One of these years I will actually remember to take that into account when I'm planning my goals for the summer. I did not this year, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, it is time to kind of think about back to school and all of that. So I will give you guys a look inside my PROJO, also my language log, which I don't do all of the time, and my bullet journal, of course. So yeah, let's head on over and see how August went and set up September. So before we get into September, let's take a look and see how August went. And as you can see, I've actually pulled out a few more notebooks than I sometimes have. So I've got my language log, my PROJO, and my bullet journal. So let's go ahead. I always start with my PROJO when I'm planning, so let's start in here. So you guys saw my Q2 plan with me, and because I did such a long Q2 plan with me, I actually ended up not really setting up anything in August, and you're gonna see that has not really changed. So I did get my monthly review done, which was great. We needed to do that, but I actually have really just done the minimum on my monthly, and I actually took about an hour or so the other day and I updated my PROJO and my bullet journal and all of that. So I've like updated the daily section over here, but as you can see, I actually haven't done anything over here, and I actually have not even migrated the tasks that I hadn't finished from July. And that's just kind of, you know, it's a pretty good indication of the way that the summer has been going. I'm not sure if I will end up doing that migration yet or not. We shall see, but I am planning to set some stuff up in my PROJO. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So again, let's see, I'm filming on the 18th. It's Tuesday. I'm filming on the 18th, so I obviously still have like a week and a half left, and so I haven't done my monthly review. I'll do that at the end of the month, you know, whenever I get around to it. It's usually like a week into the next month by the time I get to it. So we will need to set up September over here, but let's take a look at weeklies. So kind of starting, we'll just do really quick through July so you guys can kind of see how things have been going. And honestly, it's been kind of it's been a weird 2 months. You know what I mean? Like it's just been not the most productive. Well, so I have gotten stuff done. It's just not been as productive as I had, like the image I had in my head of what I wanted to get done this summer, like that has not happened, which is fine, you know, manage expectations. So this is basically the beginning of August over here. So we've got August. And as you can see, I've actually set up this week, but I haven't like fully migrated stuff. And this is stuff that has been technically migrated. I just didn't like mark it as such because a lot of times if I fall behind in updating my PROJO, I just like don't want to deal with it. And so I move the stuff I need to move, but I don't come back and actually like do my little arrows because that's not the most important part for me. So this is last week. And as you can see, I only have these 3 things, and that is because I straight up did not set up last week. I did all of this on, I think, Sunday when I sat down and I updated my PROJO, and literally I have to finish on the end of Sunday because I didn't actually get to that, but this was about the time that I was doing my, like my updating and stuff. And so instead of like fake migrating a bunch of stuff, I was like, I'm just gonna leave this mostly blank. So I did do things that I actually got done, but I didn't do any more. So what I did do is update for this week. So this, you guys know, basically gets left alone until closer to the end of the week, or sometimes midway through, I'll go back through and like do the beginning part of the week. We'll see how that goes. But what I have over here is, I knew I needed to do filming, so I've got a bunch of videos that I want to film. I don't think I'm actually going to film all of these. We'll see like how inspired I am, but I at least, you know, need to film a couple things. I've got a bunch of sewing stuff I want to work on. Well, again, we'll see if I actually get to that. These are kind of my like intention sort of things. So I want to do a Talk to Me in Korean lesson, film, edit. So because these are kind of big things that I really do need to get done, those fall into like my important categories. Like this stuff over here is kind of like the main stuff I want to focus on, and I often will use this section over here to sort of break down a project if I need to be like, if I need to go more in depth. So for example, the actual videos that I do want to film, or the things that I want to actually sew. If I needed more space for work, I would have done that over here. But this is just kind of like the subset of stuff that goes with this main thing, which is why it's technically on here twice, but like not really in my mind. So anyway, I have my workouts, my Italian homework, and then this is all work stuff that I need to do. And I actually have a lot of work stuff that I need to do, but I'm kind of keeping this a little bit more manageable. I hope. I honestly have lists elsewhere of like all the stuff I need to do for work, and so I tend to just kind of pick the overarching things, and then when I need to go into detail, I look at those other lists, just because there's so much stuff, like I don't want it clogging up in here. Again, that's just kind of my approach for doing this. So that is August in my PROJO. I do have August, so I have the last week set up. So I actually thought ahead and I set up all of my weeklies up here, and the appointments I know I have basically I also set up, but I haven't really done, oh, I did the first week in September. And then we're done. Yeah, so I did the first week in September, probably because the 31st is still in August, and so I just was like, let's just get it done with. So I do have those set up, but again, don't have any like tasks or anything like that set up, because it will all depend what I actually get to over here. So that is in my PROJO. Let's take a look in my bullet journal. So we have August somewhere over here. So this is technically the first page in August, because I had this extra page over here, and so I was just like, I'm going to put my August anti-racism tracker checklist over here. So I am working on stuff. There's honestly like a lot of different categories, and so what I've kind of been doing is trying to do as many of them as I can, but I don't necessarily do all of them. So that's why some of them aren't necessarily filled out, but I do keep my little post-it note over here so I can find it again. And then we have August intro page over here. Got my monthly and intentions. Honestly, I haven't been doing a lot of work. I have been exercising, but not necessarily doing the things that I had like planned for my intentions. I have been working on language stuff, but not like as much as I thought I would. And I have been sewing, but again, not as much as I thought I would. Like, it's just been kind of a weird thing. So at the end of the month, I'm gonna have to go through and kind of update everything. And I think I'm going to once again rethink my intentions for September, just because it's back to school, and so I'm gonna have different priorities. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that yet. We'll think about that. I probably won't get to it in this video as usual, but you guys will see a picture of it at some point when it's actually filled out. And then I've got my stuff over here. So I actually had a lot more. So my brown, things in brown are my like appointments. And I actually had a lot more this month, because I have Italian on Tuesdays, a live chat on Wednesdays, I have Connection Club on Fridays, and then at the end of the month I have like teacher in-service stuff. So I actually like this filled up more than I thought it would, given that it is summer. So that is going along nicely. I've got my tracker. So as you can see, I'm up to here, and yeah, I mean, overall it's been good. I have, so you guys can see here, every 2 weeks I do like a big clean in my house, and you can see for the past 2 times I've done it, just not on the day that I thought I was going to do it, which is fine. Like it still got done. Like that's the important thing, right? So yeah, overall actually doing pretty well. I've actually done skincare in the morning minus 1 day, and in the evening, whoops, no, bottom line here, in the evening, which is really good, because for a while it would be, I'd miss like 5 or 6 each month, whereas I think lately I've been doing really well on that. I have gotten a lot of reading done. So I read 2 audiobooks and 1 ebook, and I'm working on my book in French, which I think I've got like 50 pages left. So that I think I'm hoping I'll finish it before the end of the month. So we're on track with reading, which is fantastic. Then This is one, I actually had a couple of collections I had to throw into August because I just needed the collections. So this is my follow-up of my YouTube workflow. So if you guys remember, I had it somewhere back here. Here we go. Oh, I guess I need to actually update this. I've been using my big editorial calendar that's on my bulletin board, and I haven't been updating this one. I got it updated through June, but then I kind of stopped. So I need to go through and update that. But this was my first YouTube workflow, and as you can see, it got me through filming through July, but some of these, actually I think it was mostly through the end of July, and then everything that's over here was like starting in August, my August videos. So I still have a couple videos left that I've filmed that I need to actually edit and prep, and I will be adding to this later. So I just needed more space for that, so we just threw it in after my monthly. Then I have dailies, and you might notice there's like a bunch of whiteout on this one. I actually have another collection that I was like, oh, I'll just do it over here, and then I realized I wanted a full spread for it, so I just whited out everything rather than sticking something over it, and used it for dailies because I was like, it's fine. So yeah, dailies going pretty well. I have some empty space that I just kind of left. Sometimes I will like write a little something in there, but this time I was just like not really feeling it, so I just didn't. Then this is my collection. So my friend and I are actually doing a little bit of a workout challenge. We're each other's accountability buddies. So we're trying to do some like exercise videos and stuff like that. So I had actually started out where I was going to walk 3 miles 3 times a week and then do workout videos on the off days, like Monday through Friday, and I was gonna try and do 100 squats each day. And as you can see, that has not actually happened. Basically, I got to here, and we're starting to lose daylight early in the morning, and it's been really rainy, and so instead of going on my walk, I've been focusing more on the workouts. So I've actually been doing pretty well on the workouts, but the like walking side and the squats have clearly not happened. But you know what, it is like I'm still doing more than I normally would have, which is basically the goal. I did take some measurements and stuff just to kind of see, but that's like kind of secondary information. Like this was really just to keep me from sitting on my couch for like hours and hours and hours on end, and to get like a little bit of exercise each day. So that is that. And again, I have my little sticky. Then I have more dailies, and this was when I actually did write a little thing. I was very stressed at the end of this week, and so I was just writing myself a little note to remind myself about that. And yeah, you can see I've actually got a couple of open tasks over here that I actually did. Oops, I actually did my YNAB this morning. I have a couple of open tasks, and I'm just leaving them until I flip the page, so hopefully I will get most of them done. We shall see. Let's see, I haven't done any. Oh, I did this. All right, so moving along. So that is basically the end of August in here. I don't have anything else filled out. The last thing we've got is my language log, language journal. I call it so many different things. Oops. So, and of course, catching under my little picture. So this is my language log for August. As you can see, I really haven't been doing a ton. I've been listening to music off and on. I read in French just about every night. And these pink ones, or peach, whatever color that is, those are actually for my Italian class. So because it's 2 hours of like speaking and working on stuff, I count that as talking. So that is August. I honestly haven't been doing a ton, like even, so this was June, July. So nothing super like in depth, but I have been doing a little bit every day. I have started level 5 in Talk to Me in Korean, and I think that's the last one because I'm still filling out, whoops. There we go. I'm still working on my level 2 review. Those are kind of the 2 things I'm working on. It's the level 2 review and level 5, and kind of slow going, but honestly, like it's fine. Just do this for fun. So that is in my language log. So what we are gonna do is take a look at September. So obviously I'll just move to the next page in my PROJO and in my language log. In here, however, I need to make sure I have enough space to get through the end of the month. So I have already kind of checked just to make sure I know how much I have left of the month. So I should probably get like half of the week on this page, and I will get the rest of it over here, and I should be able to finish out the next week over here. Now, this might ultimately come back and bite me in the butt depending on how I want to set up like getting ready for back to school. But I think honestly, I'm gonna use either my teacher bullet journal or my PROJO, and so I'm not gonna leave any extra pages in my bullet journal to like set up stuff for school. So I'm gonna leave one more spread and then we're gonna just like jump right into September over here. So I have my bookmark over here. As you can see, I've done absolutely nothing as usual, you know. So this is going to be my placeholder for September. So now what we need to do is do a little bit of prep. So I've got some scrap paper because we need that. And I have actually already cheated a little bit and I've gotten my monthly colors out, and you might very quickly figure out how I have decided on my colors. So I have this little like mustard number 025. I feel like I've actually used 025 this year, but honestly, I don't care. I also have a second one because I wanted to have some like different line options. So that one just kind of goes in there. Then I have 192 and 992. So those are gonna be my colors. I don't know what it is. I feel like I frequently do yellow for back to school and I have no idea why. It's just like in my brain somehow that works. So I'm not really surprised that I did yellow again for this back to school. So those are going to be my colors. I do, however, need a quote. So let's see what we're gonna look at for quotes. I feel like, ooh, how about like a fresh start quote? Let's try that. Because honestly, as a teacher, I don't know, maybe other teachers feel this way too. Like I basically have 2 New Years. I have like calendar New Year and I have school New Year. And it's really kind of fun. Where's my Goodreads quotes? Guys, where's my Goodreads? Well, that's annoying. All right. There it is. It was literally the first thing. There we go. So yeah, because I kind of feel like I have these 2 New Years, I always think of September as a fresh start and January as a fresh start. And so I just kind of, you know what I mean? Like I kind of like that. So what do we want to do? Definitely something short. I honestly don't want to do anything really long. Actually, there was one that, actually, I think the first one is the one I really like. No, the second one. So this one, be willing to be a beginner every single morning. I think I want to go with that one. Ooh, or the beginning is always today. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Mary Shelley. Like, I have a little bit of Frankenstein. I don't think it's a quote from Frankenstein, but it's just kind of what my brain went to. So the beginning is always today. I don't know. It's kind of, it's fun. It's short. We like that. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one. So I'm just going to kind of write it. However, and one of the things is I always end up using Tombows as my main colors, but because they're so big, I very frequently don't make the most of them in terms of lettering. And so that's one of the reasons why I want to pick a really like short quote today so that I can kind of play around with that. So that is our quote. And the other thing that I need to do that I forgot to do last month and remembered is I have printed out my anti-racism checklist for this month, and I actually was smart and I remembered to do it on my laser jet so that if I erase, it won't erase with it, and it's beige, which is the same color paper that I used to make my bullet journal, so it'll blend in a little bit better and not like stand out quite so much as the white paper that I used last time, just because I used my other printer. So, and I swear, I'm pretty sure I print this at a different size every single month. Like, I don't even remember what I did last month, but it's very possible that this one is even bigger. Like, I'm not even sure. So there we go. So that is all set over here. So let's go ahead. We're actually gonna start in my PROJO because that's like the easy stuff. So let's take a peek over here. We need September. I literally have not even done this checklist. And honestly, because it's the 18th, I don't even know if I'm going to do my monthly checklist over here because like it's almost the end of the month anyway. This is, you know, we're not always on top of things. So there, and I might time lapse some of the like slow writing bits just so you guys don't have to sit through all of that. So wait, what day does September start on? It starts on a Tuesday. And of course it's a Tuesday, so I almost wrote a 2, even though I know better. Okay, and only 30 days in September. So I honestly think I'm gonna leave it like this. I need to sit down with my goals and figure out some stuff. Hopefully I will do it before Q4. Oh my gosh, we're almost in Q4. Hopefully I will get it done in here before Q4 so that I can have kind of like a fresh start when we sit down and brainstorm for Q4, but you know, we shall see. So what did I do yesterday? So I actually cleaned, and I actually ended up hanging out with a friend of mine who's just leaving on holiday, so I didn't really do anything else yesterday, so that is all set. So actually, I think we're gonna call that good in the PROJO for right now. Honestly, it's just kind of too soon for me to see what I'm gonna finish up for August to know what's really going to need to get done in September, so we're gonna wait. So before we get into the bullet journal, I do actually wanna do this. I can't even remember the last time that I've set up my my language log with you guys, so I wanted to do that. So I've got my microns in my Statler box because that's how we roll over here. I have my color code, so gotta pull out all my color code colors. These ones, there, I think that's it. Yeah, I only have 6. So that is for you guys. Oh, I need my glue runner. So let's take a look. Okay. And so only 30 days. Okay, and then so I've been kind of alternating where I do my picture and my legend just so that I don't accidentally do, like, if I do too many of the pictures on top of each other, it starts to get like too thick in the notebook. So we're gonna do the legend on the bottom and the picture up top this time. So what are we? Steady. And you'd think at this point, for how long I've been doing this log, you'd think I would remember the colors and everything without having to actually check each time, but I do still double check just because I don't know, I start doing it and I promptly forget what everything is. I don't know. So we just like to double check. So there. And I need a picture. So all my pictures live in my front pocket here. So I tend to go through and I do a bunch of pictures all at once, and then I put them roughly in the order that I want to use them. So I just take the one that's on top because that's the next one that I planned to do. So we're gonna do right up here. And we just kind of roughly place, and ta-da, September is all ready. So put my bookmark back in August, and I can actually put this back in my language notebook cover, and we're ready to go. So now that that is all done, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Oops. Now we can do my bullet journal. So next up is monthly log. Oops, so I need my quote over here. So the beginning is always today. So I think that, how are we gonna do this? So beginning's gonna take up a lot of space. Like honestly, it's probably gonna take up all of the space. So I wanna do, I think I wanna do beginning here. And I think I'm gonna do little words there. I'm gonna do, we're gonna do it like this. And then I'm probably gonna do green for Mary Shelley. I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's see, let's start here. Let's just dive right in. Like, why not? Let's just dive right in. So Well, it got kind of bigger near the end, but you know, it's fine. So I very intentionally picked, because beginning is the longest word, I wanted to do it with this one just because I knew with the Tombow it would be like way too long, especially with the way that I write. So that's why we went with that. So let's kind of do all the rest of the big words and see where we're at. Ugh, I never do tails, and I should always remember why I don't do tails. They look silly. Also, this pen I've been using for a really long time, and I think I'm starting to run out of ink, which is why I'm getting some little like fine feathering. Also, I've been using a lot, so the nib is probably not in the greatest shape. So let's see. So, I'm gonna do and I wrote my Y's different because, you know. So let's do, how do I want to do this? So now that I've kind of written everything, I'm going back just to see if there's any sort of like decoration I want to do. And I think I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of decoration on most words, just honestly just for fun. Not because I think it needs it, but because it's such a short quote that, like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not? I think I want to do, I'm trying to decide if I do this one and that one. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this. And because I didn't really plan this ahead, I'm not really messing with anything other than this drop shadow that's kind of separated from the words, just because, for example, on this like yellow, if I had wanted to do the drop shadow a different way, I should have done like the green first, I feel like, because I'm gonna get a lot of transfer from the pen and I don't really want that. Also, I kind of like how this type of drop shadow works. Like, I think it looks kind of cool. So we're just gonna leave that as is. And I think we're gonna do something over here too. This one, I don't have a lot of room in this section, so I actually don't want to do a full drop shadow. I think it's gonna look like too squished. I actually, however, want to do kind of want to do something up here. Whoops, you guys can't see. So this is kind of where we're at right now. I need to do something up here because I've done drop shadows on both of these, and this is like a very different style than all of these. So like, how can we, or maybe do I want to do something over here? I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think we're gonna do, we're just gonna do a really funky little guy over there, and then I'm gonna do something. Yeah, honestly, we're just gonna drop shadow all of it. So the good thing is this tan doesn't show up quite as much, so if I am a little messier, it's not going to be quite as noticeable, I hope. There we go. So, you know what, we're gonna stop there because if I just keep going, it's gonna be ridiculous. I should have done this like up higher, but oh well. This is what happens when you don't plan things in advance. So, what do we wanna do September? I think I wanna actually use this one for September. Okay, so this kind of weird little thing, and I think we're gonna do there. And do I want to do, actually I think we're gonna do the orange because that's the only combo that I haven't really done. There. And I actually am just gonna do the S. Does it look a little weird? Yes. Do we care? Nope. So, moving on. All right, we're gonna do my monthly. Let's do, so, gotta check my thing over here. So we're gonna do, I think, the green. And only 30 days in September, so, okay, good. So let's do, and it starts on a Tuesday. Okay. Then I think we're gonna do this one. So this is September, which means this is October. And okay. So I'm actually kind of wondering, honestly, no, I do want to have my intentions here. I just don't know what I'm going to do, which is a different issue. So let's do, okay, and we're going to do them over here. Okay, Those will be ready for whenever. All right, and gotta change my battery. Okay, so new battery and we can continue. I need to do my tracker. Here we go. And I'm gonna remember to do some lines in the evening. Some lines in the evening. I'm saying this like you guys are gonna be able to remind me, except that like very clearly you won't if I mess it up. Oops. So we're actually gonna do yellow as my outline because I think that'll look fun. So I need here, here, and I'm doing 5 and 3. That's gonna be my separation. Okay, so I need this, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. Okay, there. Oops, that got a little wavy. Okay, so all right. Okay, forgot to do that one. Okay. So I think I'm actually for once going to skip doing my legend and see if I miss it. It's literally the same as previous months, so if I need to I can always refer back, but I'm gonna see like if I actually need to do that. So next up, and the last thing that I need to do is my little checklist. So I'm actually just gonna do it over here and I'll just start my dailies right over there. Oops. Just because this one only takes up 1 page, and so I didn't want to mess up the layout of my other monthly spreads since those all fit like really comfortably on 3 spreads. I just decided to do this one as like its own little page after everything. And we're gonna just do there we go. So, got September all set up, and I will do my dailies and such over here. So, and actually, let's see. So this is, September is the 9th month, and I'm just a little bit over halfway through at that point. So I actually might have extra pages in this. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll have some more collections I'll want to do or something like that. But for now, I'm definitely going to fit the whole year in here. That's for sure. Okay, so let's head back over and do a little bit of a wrap up. So that was my September setup, and honestly, the quote turned out a little bit funky, but you know, it is what it is. Like, that's one of the things I like about having a quote on my intro page is that I can just kind of play around. And you know, I do film it for YouTube or whatever, but it's really just for me. And so even the months when the quote doesn't really come out the way I kind of hoped it would, or the way, and honestly this month I didn't even have a vision in my mind of what I wanted it to look like. I was just like, I want a small quote, like a short quote, and I want to kind of play around with lettering and that kind of stuff. And so that's what I did. So even though it's not my favorite, I really like the colors and it'll be a good memory to look back on. So I am really glad that I actually remembered to move the some lines a day to the evening, because I remember from my August plan with me that I was like, oh, I should have remembered to do this. Let's see if I remember in September. And I actually did. So I'm really proud of myself for that. So yeah, otherwise, not much has changed. Honestly, I like this setup a lot. I did want to show you guys in my language log just because I don't think I've done that for a little while, and I very frequently don't set up my monthly in like in my actual plan with me. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys a little look at that. And as I mentioned, I do need to sit down with my PROJO and kind of figure out what I hope to get done in September. Honestly, I'm going to have to really like reduce my expectations, because I know going back to school, and especially with however this school year is going to end up being, I think I'm going to be a lot more stressed out with work than I maybe normally would be. Also, and you guys will see this in my teacher bullet journal setup, I am not as I'm not as ahead on my planning as I normally would be, just because of circumstances. So I think that I'm going to need to really like tone back on the personal projects in September and really focus on work. So we'll figure that out once we get there. But yeah, that was my plan with me. If you guys have any comments or questions, let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, so if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and are actually watching my end screen and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. There's a little button right there for you to do it. And if you're interested in watching some more of my videos, I have links to 2 of my older videos off to the left there, so you can check those out if you would like to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.